I'm going to show you how to install R and also the libraries that are needed to run the programs on this website. We're going to use this button down here, Install R and Libraries, so I'll click on it. If I scan down the web page, I see a description that describes how to use the program in depth. I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to kind of talk you through this process very quickly. I'm going to talk to both experienced R users and inexperienced R users who don't have R on their computer yet. So for you experienced users, I'll go with you first. The main thing you need to do, there are two steps you need to do. One is to install the packages or libraries that I use. So you can do that by just copying this command using Control C, and then I'll start up R. I'll paste that command with Control V and then hit enter, and then it's going to ask for a server or a mirror where it's going to download everything from. I'm going to choose Iowa and I'll hit OK, and then it's going to go through the process of loading in all the libraries. This can be slow. It'll be slower for those of you who are new users because it has a little more to load, but you just got to be patient and let this do its thing. Now it's double checking everything. And that's it. So now I'm going to close R. And the second step you have to do is I've written a number of functions that are not R libraries that I make use of, and you need to download those. You'll do it using this link onto your computer in a folder called CRET for Randomized Explanatory Trials. And that's where my program's going to be looking for this, so it's important you put them in this folder. Now I need to make a quick diversion here to add some supplementary material to the original recording of this video that I became aware of in the process of constructing my website. I found out that those of you with Macs cannot easily create the RET folder on your source drive. So for Mac users, I told my programs to look in a different folder that is easier for you to create and store the working files. I list the file on the updated website here. The folder is still called RET, but you will put it in your Documents folder that is located under your username. I don't use Mac, so I can't show you here, but I believe it is straightforward to do. Several of my friends have done it. So download and unzip the working files to the RET folder you create as a subfolder to your Documents folder. Email me if you run into problems. My email is on the Book tab of my web page. I'll now return to the original recording of the video where it will show Windows users how to put the working files into the RET folder. So I'm going to go and I'm going to create a folder on the C drive called RET, and I'm going to right click, say new folder, and I'll say RET. And then I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go back to this link and I'm going to click on it. And then it's going to download the files here. I'm going to show them in a folder. I'm going to hit Control C to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to RET. And I hit Control V to paste it there into RET. And there's the zip file. I'm going to unzip this, and I'm going to do it using WinZip. You might have a different program you use. And I've got to give that a second to do its thing. And then after it's unzipped, I can delete the zip file, and Then I just leave these. I'll show you these in other programs, but I basically just leave them now. And then you're all set. So I'll go now to the less experienced users and show you how to install R. Now in the subscription on the description page here, it shows you the link that you're going to need to go to download R. So I highlight it and copy it, and then I open up Google. I'll hit Control V and paste that in and hit enter. And this takes me to the R page. I click on download R. This is asking for a server, and so I got to go down to the USA, and I'll click on Iowa again. Then I can download a Mac version or a Windows version. I'm going to show you the Windows version. The Mac version is, I give you all the instructions for that in the description box, but I'm only going to do the Windows version here. So I'll click on Windows. I'll install R for the first time. I'll download R 4.03, the most recent version at this time. And then it's down here doing its thing. Once it's downloaded, I'll open it. I'll give permission. I'll choose English. And then I'm just going to go through and accept all the defaults. That's the easiest thing to do. Just hit next, next your way through this, and then it's going to load it. It's going to put a 32-bit version and a 64-bit version on your computer, so you'll want to use whichever one matches your computer. If you're not sure, just use the 32-bit one. And that's that. Okay, so I can go ahead and close this, and I'm going to go down and start up the programs. And here are the two versions up here. That's the 64-bit. This is the 32-bit. It's called i386. So I'm going to start the 64-bit one. And then I've got to go install all the libraries like we did before. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to come up here and copy this statement with a Control C. I'll reopen R, and I'll hit Control V to paste it and enter. And then it's going to ask me for a mirror or a server. And I'll take Iowa. And then it's just going to go through the same process we saw before. Now once we finish this, we're going to have to go and create the CRET folder and also download the links for the functions that I wrote also. Okay, that's done, so I'll close out R. And then I have to come up here to get the working files, but I first of all have to create the CRET. But I've already done that for the experienced user, so I'm not going to go through that process again. Basically, you just create the RET, and then you minimize that, and then come here and click on this, and it will download the zip file, which you then copy and paste into the folder and then unzip it. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot.